It's not like we didn't know what was going on, but now the worst-kept secret is finally official. World #2 golfer Cameron Smith is defecting from the PGA to join the LIV Golf Series, and Greg Norman is quite happy about it. In this video, we'll tell you what Norman said and how this advancement would affect golfers' careers. Let's get started. Starting with what Greg is so happy about. Even if the whole world goes against golfers joining the LIV Golf Series, there'd still be a man who'd appreciate and adore these guys, and that's none other than the LIV golf boss, Greg Norman. The Saudi-backed golf series has already confirmed that they'd be announcing the names of 7 new members joining their league. That's precisely what they did, and the names that were on the news for a couple of months were there. It's not like we're surprised, but amused by how bad some people are at keeping secrets. Anyways, names like Cameron Smith and Mark Leishman were already on the recently released list, and Norman had a lot to say about it. We get why he's so happy. After all, it's the first time that LIV has been able to land some golfers who actually matter. No offense, but most of the golfers who've been playing for the Saudi-funded league have already enjoyed their victories over the years, and now money was probably the only thing needed. Players like Cam and Mark still have a long way to go. Leishman didn't face as much controversy as Cameron Smith, probably because of the difference in their rankings. We'll have to say that no one was really surprised by this confirmation either. We've known about this for months, and the hip discomfort also makes very much sense now. Next up, here's what Norman said. Norman is happy, very happy, and that's showing in his statements too now. We all know that the golfer has always wished to come up with an alternative to the PGA Tour. It's been his lifelong dream, and now being able to serve as the chief executive and commissioner of LIV Golf has actually fulfilled that very wish. This means that Norman definitely celebrates it all whenever LIV succeeds in getting its hand on a great golfer. After the list was made public, the LIV commissioner was asked questions about this advancement. He responded by saying that LIV Golf is now showing everyone that it's truly a global league, attracting the world's best golfers, and will keep growing in the future. Not just that, he also stated that the best and brightest golfers continue to embrace what LIV Golf has to offer, and that they're building a tangible league for team golf. This would connect the game of golf with new audiences all around the world. As per Norman, LIV can't wait to tee off this week at the International and show fans another amazing yet memorable event. Moving on, isn't this defection purely personal for Smith? While we're on the topic, it's important to note that Smith and Mark are some of the few golfers who've never had a golfing political view. Even if they did, they never talked about them publicly. You must be wondering why we're talking about this now. Well, let us explain how not having any political view affects the angle from which fans see their decision. Apparently, Smith and Mark never talked about the political side of golf, and with that being said, they never took sides either. This means that joining the LIV Golf Series was a purely personal choice for them. The thing is that this isn't just about a choice. We must look at the factors for which these golfers decided to ignore the fact that LIV Golf is being funded by those who don't respect human rights. On top of that, it also tells us this choice wasn't made only to take up a monstrous amount of money, but also to play events limited to only 48 players. Not just that, it also means they'll be playing over 54 holes at second-rated golf courses. In short, apart from the money, they aren't getting anything else in return. These top golfers didn't do this to put themselves against the PGA Tour or DP World, but these decisions were made to beat fellow golfers such as Lahiri and Tringale, who ironically has never won a PGA Tour event. Apparently, it's more like a downgrade for such golfers. Yes, the money is coming. We get it. The purses are enormous. Hold up, is that all? Smith knew what it'd be like to join a league in which he'll probably be the only one with that world's top label. That's exactly why he had said that he's ready to cop some heat. Just imagine the 29-year-old who just won his first major at the British Open, won 3 times in 2022, and has always played against world-class golfers, now playing tournaments that won't bring him any titles or points against golfers who aren't the best in the world. No offense intended, but that makes us sad. For a golfer, having a career like Smith's at the age of 29 is already good enough, although not perfect. In golf, all that career worth is only measured by how many major wins a golfer has had. The game of golf is more about creating a legacy and representing one's country in the best way possible. With this defection, we wonder if any of that will happen. As Brandel Chambly, the golf analyst, stated, Smith and Mark's move to LIV will lead to lesser career opportunities and accomplishments. In fact, LIV has robbed golf fans of seeing how amazing some of these golfers were likely to be. As per Chambly, the older golfers are cashing their past success, which is understandable, but younger ones getting into this whole mess is going to hurt their legacy. Not just that, this is a major loss for the PGA Tour. Mark Mark Leishman's move may not hurt the PGA Tour that much, but we can't say the same for Smith's defection. After all, he was one of the reigning players on tour, marking victories over victories. While it's probably the best scoop so far, this would be a significant loss for the PGA Tour. He's been the winner of all the tournaments, like the Champions, Players, and Open Championships. He was supposed to be defending champion at these tournaments next year, but clearly he won't be there to do so. Apart from that, it also hurts the tour's position against LIV Golf. The Saudi-funded golf series now has golfers that have won 12 out of 26 major championships, and at the same time, PGA doesn't have any hold on these players anymore. For LIV, having amazing golfers to showcase at events is the biggest marketing factor. After all, there has to be something special about it, right? It's not like good golfers are going for it without reason. This means that the PGA will have to lean a lot more now because the LIV Golf Series isn't going to stop pouring in money. Up next, here are the other golfers who've joined LIV. Along with Cameron Smith and Mark Leishman, 4 other golfers are also confirmed to have joined the Saudi-backed controversial league. The names of these golfers include Joaquin Niemann, Anirban Lahiri, Harold Varner III, and Cameron Tringale. Apparently, another golfer was set to join this group but decided to stay with the PGA instead. Yes, we're talking about Hideki Matsuyama. The Japanese golfer said no to a deal of $580 million to stay on the PGA. This means the PGA hasn't lost it all yet. They still have some of the greatest golfers so far. Not so surprisingly, the money these golfers received is big. Cameron Smith is all over the news at the moment, which means you must know how much money he's received from the Saudi Golf Series. If you still don't know, the golfer has defected from the PGA Tour for $150 million. Just like that, Joaquin Niemann has also received about $100 million for joining this controversial series. About Leishman, we're still not sure, but our guess is that the paycheck he received was also more than $100 million. We can't deny the fact that even though he isn't in the top 5 golfers, he's still worth a lot. Harold Varner III reportedly accepted about $50 million from the LIV Golf Series, but we can't be sure because the sources that have been reporting this aren't authentic. We do have our reasons to think that the amount falls somewhere in this range. Varner has earned about $10 million throughout his career on the PGA Tour, so yeah, $50 million is probably worth it for him. What we love about Harold is that he was the only golfer who was brutally honest about his reasons for joining the LIV Golf Series. He went on to his social media accounts and declared openly that he'd joined LIV. In fact, one can summarize the whole thing in, "Show me the money, show me the money." We don't know how much the rest of the golfers received, but let's just say the amounts were big enough to convince them. With this, it's time for us to wrap this video up, fam. What are your thoughts about this video? Do let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We'll soon be back with more amazing videos. See you in the next one.